Hi, what's up? I don't know how to do intros. And this is a very spur of the moment type thing. I was literally lying on my bed having this thought that I've been having for a while that I did want to talk about or write about on my Substack, but I literally do not have the energy to write an essay right now or even a single post. So we're just gonna go on a rant. We're gonna chill. This is gonna be casual, me yapping for however long I feel like yapping. So, if you can't tell by the video title, whatever I title this, we're gonna be talking about reading goals, especially ones that people put on apps like Goodreads, Fable, tracking, just in general, what you read. So, at the moment, I do not use any tracking apps on what I read. I used to have Goodreads for a couple years and then I deleted that because I don't know, I wanted to try something new. And then I had Storygraph, but that was not janky, but just I don't know, the whole I just was not clicking with it. And then I had Fable up until this year, until a couple months ago when I deleted it because it kind of hit me one day when I was like, let me make a video of all the books I read so far this year. Wouldn't that be fun? And I went through my Fable list of what I read so far this year. I collected the books. I sat down and I realized half of these books I don't remember what I was reading. And that is because and maybe you, I'm not saying you are, but there is a possibility, reading not to critically get what the story is about, work on your critical thinking skills, or just fully immerse yourself in the story. We're reading, or at least I was reading because I wanted to hit the goal. You know how, yeah, no, maybe just me. I don't know. So I guess it really hit me when I was going through the books and I got to this book I read called Self Help. It's a collection of short stories. And I read it around May. And I was going to film this video in June, July. That was a month apart from reading it. And I could not remember a single short story I read in that book. So that got me thinking, why am I forcing myself to read when I'm not going to be in headspace to actually enjoy the book, Because around this time I was also in a reading slump where I pretty much just would pick up a book, start reading it, and then put it down, never pick it up again, which I'm kinda still in right now. But I finished the book last week for the first time in months, and that was cool. And I do actually remember it because I'm not just reading to finish. I think, especially now with social media and stuff, and these tracking apps, and the popularity of BookTube and Book Talk, everyone wants to be a reader or say they're a reader, but no one's actually really retaining what they read, critically, having it up there, no one, for example, I sometimes watch reading vlogs or 24-hour readathon videos on YouTube, and people will read 5, 6, 7 books in a day or in a week, but they don't sit with it. I don't think the point of books is for us to just go through them rapidly and finish them up in a day and then go on to the next one and just completely push what you just read to the side, because the stories are singular. They're not like TV shows where, some books are. If you read a series like The Hunger Games or whatever series are popular on books or whatever, you do read them, and if you have the next one, you do read the next one, because usually it's a continued story. But a lot of these books people are doing reading vlogs and stuff for are not connected, you know? They're very different type of stories, very different themes, and just like we're retaining it but not really retaining it. Like we'll get the plot details and like we'll let you know, they'll let you know the ending and like how it made them feel at that moment, and then they completely move on, which I do find weird, because what I did love when I was younger and was like an avid reader, I would read a book, and would I finish it in a day? Maybe. If I did, and I wouldn't beat myself up over, I would read until I didn't feel like reading anymore. And then like when I did finish the book, I wasn't immediately trying to find another book to read. I would just, I don't know, go on with my day, but like have it in my mind, or like processing it. Like in school, in your English classes, they don't give you books to read and then move on to the next one. You have to ask questions. You have to write your little papers analyzing the themes and what the author was trying to do. Like, yes, can this be a bit draining, but like it actually helps you understand the book, you know? Like the whole thing, and what really got me thinking about this is the TikTok. Why am I? It is TikTok. Don't have TikTok, but I have Pinterest, and I saw a screenshot of a TikTok from a tweet that said, this girl said she was reading 100 books in a day, but really she was having AI summarize it. And again, that's a whole different other topic we can get into, but that is really the point of what most of these book influencers are doing. They don't actually want to read the book. They want to come off as they read the book, give you a few thoughts, and then keep it pushing to the next book. And just like, that is not what reading is about, guys. Like, yeah, it's fun to read little simple stories, or something to keep you occupied for a couple hours. But if you're not like fully invested or taking your time to really understand the story you're reading, you're not gonna, I guess, retain anything, and you're not gonna, I guess, fully understand what the author was trying to say, or have your own thoughts. Because everyone goes on, they read a book and then they go on their little app, write a witty little review, give it their stars, and then go on to the next book. This is also a thing with Letterboxd that I could make a whole video on, but I won't, because I don't have I mean, I do have thoughts, but like I'm doing this one at a time. But I don't know, it's just the whole, and I do think this is partly because reading goals, or like publicizing your reading goals, because reading is seen as an intellectual thing. Like people, like celebrities walk around with books that they may or may not be reading. There's a whole, I think I saw somewhere, book designer agent type person who like gives celebrities books to carry around so they can look like they're intellectuals, and people who are like smart and like are cultured, but like they pretty much have not read the book. Like that one video of that, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Ashley Tisdale. She was doing a house tour with Architectural Digest, and she pretty much told them, my bookshelf was empty until I got someone to just go and grab as many books as they can to fill it up. And that's like not the point. Books are now being seen as like decorations, accessories, and that's not the point. The point of books is to better understand the world, understand people, hear different stories and cultures and ideas. And like, I think we're losing the plot. Like, the whole, this is another thing, the like performative male thing, their whole like, oh, a man's reading the bell jar, he doesn't get it, or he's just doing it to look cool. Could be true, but like, what if he's just reading the bell jar because he finds it interesting? You know? I don't know. But like, the whole point is, I, I am really rambling. I'm trying to keep this cohesive, linear, straightforward. So my thing is, so I deleted Fable off my phone after I took all the books from my want to read list on my notes app. And I'm just not gonna make a reading goal anymore. Because, like, everyone's comparing themselves to these people who most of the time have the time to read these books because it is their job. They're not reading these books because they want to. They're reading these books because they know it's what people are going to want to see them read and talk about on their channel and get them clicks and views and all that stuff. And like, I would compare my like, oh, I only read 15 books in a year, and this random person is talking about how they read almost 100. And like, why are we comparing? Like, why am I comparing how many books I read to a random person I don't know? Like, I should be happy that I read a fucking book. Like, especially in this day and age where brain rot, doom scrolling, just spending so much time on your phone and like swiping until you fall asleep or whatever is like the main thing, and like having AI just do everything for people, that people are not even critically thinking about any of the media they consume. So just reading one book in a year is actually super cool. Way cooler than reading 50 books when you're not gonna remember half of them, you know? I feel like I have more to say, but I really cannot think of it right now. So, that is literally all I have to say. So, yeah, just, I guess some alternative ways to reading is like not reading, some alternative ways to tracking reading. You can keep a reading journal. You can track it in your notes app or something. But like, this is a whole other thing I can get into, but like, not everything has to be put on the internet. We are not all influencers or celebrities, and like, we don't all have followings. Like, like the people who follow me on Instagram are literally my friends and family, and I post like just random photos because I want to. I kind of hate the whole idea of posting and like, okay, I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, so I guess like, just right now, a lot of people with social media just want to show off how different and unique and cool they are. So one of these ways is just having a publicized reading goal on these tracking apps, and then they just read the books, but really they're probably skimming through. Like, there's a whole issue of how people aren't actually reading right now. They're just like, I don't know. I think it's just the whole idea of these tracking apps are kind of like the start of a deeper thing of how people are not actually reading. And that is not what we're supposed to be doing. So if you can take one thing away from this video, if any of this made sense, read your book as long as you feel like. Do not rush yourself through it. Take your time. Really understand the words on the page, like annotate. If there are words you don't know, look them up. Like that's literally what they tell you in your language classes. Do that. And then when you're finished, don't go into looking for another book to fill the void. Sit with what you just read. Go for a walk. Write it down in your journal. Go talk to a friend about it, Just, we don't have to rush through everything. So we can consume enough to make it look like we know what we're talking about. Because a lot of these people online do not, including me. I have had my moments where I will post reviews and stuff acting like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. And that is okay because we're learning and you're learning. Okay, so that's all I feel like rambling about. I don't know how long this is. Don't even know if this will be posted. But yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye.